Never thrown up for a ride, but I've thrown up. I mean, you know me. I throw up a lot.
I only throw up from fear.
I only throw up to assert my dominance.
What are they gonna do?
Kind of like how Weezer asserted their dominance by putting out a good album in 2021.
This made me so happy. What a transition.
All right. Hey, everybody.
Howdy, welcome back.
Welcome to... Didn't we have to cut out a whole thing of us talking about throwing up for the last episode too?
Yeah, we did. We're like, that's too much. I don't know about that.
Oh boy. Hey everybody.
Hey everybody. I'm gonna be honest, I feel a little out of it. We haven't filmed it's like a podcast episode like this.
It's been a busy
like
summer, Colin. You've been
rocking and rolling.
You've been running sound, doing shows.
Yeah.
I've been doing shows. How are you?
You just played a show yesterday.
I did, and the day before, I played Colin Palooza.
What? Oh, Colin Palooza.
Put a clip up there. This probably
I don't know if there are any clips. It was a mysterious night.
Eddie got a clip of us playing "Say It Ain't So."
Okay, cool. Yeah, that was the thing. We were we weren't
Weezer.
gonna play any Weezer. That was gonna be the joke. But then everyone at the end was like wanted another song, and we didn't have another one, so we're like,
whatever.
We'll play with "Say It Ain't So."
Give the people what they want. The funniest thing is like the reaction that we got from you starting that song was as if it was our song.
It was, yeah, I know. It's one of those things where like you were starting to get like oh, you're this guy.
You're the Weezer guy.
Guy.
In the last month, I've gotten 3 or 4 like, you're the Weezer guy, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no.
This is my legacy.
As hard as we have tried for years to make other projects of ours where we do 2 Weezer shows.
Yeah, 3. We did 3. We did a secret one.
Did a secret one.
We also we hijacked another band's show last night and played a Weezer song.
We were asked politely to do it.
Yeah, that's our.
It was fun.
It's our legacy.
It was funny because like I walked in and then like that kind of came up. And it was like do a Weezer one, and then I was like okay sure, and then you guys were playing, and then I was looking up the solo tab to Buddy Holly just to make sure I didn't mess it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I threw the hash pipe riff into a song too.
Into a song, that was perfect.
Thomas, I think it was before you got there, but Thomas threw the undone drum fill into a song too. He likes to do that.
He's a little scamp.
Thomas from our darts video.
The darts video, he finally came on the pod.
Yeah, it was
a little bit
in his basement. In his basement.
Yeah, we threw darts and we missed, and then hit his wall.
He's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. We just put some fun moving tip hack, all right? You got holes in your wall and you're moving out. You don't want to get toothpaste.
Oh, yeah?
I've done that, and I've never, you got it.
And
I'm not going to buy spackle.
You got minty fresh walls.
It smells nice. Your landlord will thank you for it. I mean, use, like, the cheap white toothpaste. If you have, like, the red and blue swirls in there, they'll probably figure it out. But
I use exclusively I don't know the brand, but it comes out in 3 different colors, and it's bubblegum flavor.
I thought you were talking about spackle.
Aqua Fresh.
I thought you were chewing spackle.
Spackle?
That's the name of the joint compound you put in walls. Like the actual thing you can buy from Home Depot.
Okay, Mr. Fix-It over here. Colin, tell me about your top 3 handyman tips.
My top 3 handyman tips. Measure twice, cut once, baby. That's the biggest one.
Okay.
Measure twice. Cut once.
I heard that 2x4s are not actually 2x4
2x4s haven't been 2x4 for hundreds of years, honestly. Like 100+ years, I feel like.
Oh, no.
They're 1.34 by 3.34.
That literally makes me want to throw up.
Yeah, but you know what's even worse than that?
What?
Is the fact that you go to any like big box hardware store and then you like have to sort for like 10 years to find 3 straight pieces of wood.
Oh, no.
They always go...
Really?
Yeah, just go to Home Depot and just look in the lumber section and they'll go...
I only go to Menards, and I only go to Menards to buy overalls.
Fair enough.
I told my Menard story on this podcast, and I probably
Yeah, you
did.
did.
Oh, we
Yeah.
cut it out though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, how are you, Colin? How you been?
Oh, I'm
I've seen
doing
you a
well.
lot, but our friends,
Yeah.
WeezfestCast friends and family. Hello, Bean.
Hi, Bean. We love you,
Haven't
Bean.
seen us in a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, so after this comes out, I'll have done. So in the darts video, we figured out the order that we're going to
Yep.
do the rest of these albums in.
Yes, which was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was an idea that we kind of had, but then it all came together on the day of. But then towards the end, we were just like, the stakes got to be higher.
Yeah.
And we said the loser has to listen to Teal.
Yeah, so that's
all
coming
the way
up.
through.
That's coming out.
Yeah.
It will be out by the time this goes out.
It will be out, yeah. So I hope that people got some enjoyment out of that.
I think it's going to be funny if you walk away from it liking the Teal album more.
It's going to be torture.
Are we truly cursed to talk about the Teal album on every episode of this podcast?
It
Is
is
that our curse? Because it has happened.
It literally just keeps coming up. It's the scariest thing
The
on
Teal
earth.
album isn't real. It can't hurt you.
It's scary.
Oh, no.
I'm scared.
Yeah, we're talking about OK Human today, which, like,
Yeah.
oh, man. What first thoughts on this album? Like, as it stands right now, what are your thoughts on OK Human?
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun listen. Absolutely through the way. It's such a when Weezer like typically like departs from like the standard sound.
Yeah.
You know, it can either work out really well or it can just kind of slide by the wayside. I feel like OK Human was like a massive hit for me.
Yeah.
You know, I've always like I really appreciate the use of like strings on it. I'm a big fan of like symphonic textures. I think it can add a lot to songs, but sometimes people will like they'll just use like the classic MIDI string samples.
Yeah.
And it just won't sound very good. It won't add a lot. OK Human was just a beautiful work of art.
Yeah. Before we go on, what are we drinking?
Drinking all our favorite beers.
All our favorite beers. We got I asked you last night your favorite beer. It was Two Women by New Glarus.
Yeah, this is my
Only in
favorite. Like,
Wisconsin?
yep, yeah. Like, I was gonna say like beer that you can get anywhere, but like anywhere pretty much in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Mine is the Casper Stout. JP's Casper Stout by Whole Hog Brewing. I believe they are out of Stevens Point.
A couple of local Wisconsin beers.
We got good beer here. Yeah, I'm with you about the strings. Rivers kind of teased this one for a while before it actually came out, and of course COVID and everything happened and delayed it. But I was like, I wasn't expecting it to sound as good as it does. But like the strings were recorded at Abbey Road, which is awesome. 38-piece orchestra by the end of this, and like the biggest factor to me is you got Jake Sinclair back in the producer
back in
chair.
action, baby.
Back in action, doing something totally different. Yeah, I remember when it dropped, it wasn't what I expected it to be. I think I was expecting something a little maybe a little darker, maybe a little moodier, and it's so fun.
Right.
And it's so like it felt like this was an album that Weezer was always going to make at some point, like the pairing works. Weezer and classical music works a little too well, with Rivers' background and everything, and studying composition and all that stuff. I where would you, just out of curiosity, where would you like rank this in the Weezer albums?
So I put it in like the top third of like my favorite Weezer albums, honestly, because it's so different, but it's still like in a refreshing way.
For sure.
So I put it in that like top third. I'm just trying to see here. Definitely like probably 7, I feel like.
Okay.
Healthily up there.
I think it's probably let me think. Like probably so I'd go like Blue Pinkerton, White, Green. And then it's like almost a tie between OK Human and Seasons Autumn for me. It's for that top 5 spot. I'd put it up there. I know there are a lot of people that when this came out were like top 3 better than White Album, which I can
support that.
I can see that view. It's something totally different. But so came out January 29th, 2021. And the follow-up to the Black Album, this is the first time we've done an episode like after the album that came before it. It just happened to come out that way, but it's really, really interesting because I feel like Black Album and this are both trying to do the same thing in totally different direct. Every time.
Every time. Also have to shut off the AC.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
I just heard it.
Anyways, now that I've got you all here, follow Modern Haunting. I got 2 songs coming out. Nothing. I'm gonna open my other beer too. I might get silly tonight.
It's fine. We got other stuff to work on.
Colin's got to talk to me about stuff. He's gonna ask me to prom.
I'm gonna ask you to Weez prom.
Yeah, so follow up to the Black Album, and they're both kind of trying to depart from sort of the rut that Weezer had kind of gotten into with that like throwback sound, you know, where like people only want to hear the Blue Album, you know, which isn't true, but maybe for some people. And trying to do something boldly different. This is the only Weezer album that has no electric guitar on it.
You know what's I read that when it was pulled up, and that's something I didn't kind of realize until it got brought up.
Yeah. And I think the way that they use the strings to mimic and kind of replace the electric guitar is really, really cool.
I think so too. And that's like always something I found really interesting about like string instruments is that like there's like bowing techniques you can have, and like the more you dig into it, you get like a natural, like almost like overdriven, distorted sound.
Especially with like cello.
Yeah, cello definitely, like, you know, it's like you think of like a waveform, like that's what the string is doing, is it's making its own waveform, and it's resonating at those frequencies. But when you dig into it, it's increasing the amplitude of that, and it's just kind of super cool. And the way that the instrument resonates like that thing, it just kind of like distorts in the body of it. It's just love the sound of like a cello dug in.
Yeah,
you know.
There's a one of my favorite songwriters is Ezra Furman. I don't know if you are familiar, but she did the soundtrack for the Netflix show Sex Education, among other things. But the song Love You So Bad is on that soundtrack. It's also off of her album Transangelic Exodus. But it's like, that was one of the first times I heard somebody do like power chords on a cello to replace a guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is genius. I have done a lot of theater shows in my day, and the show Spring Awakening.
Yeah, I've played bass for that.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
I love that show.
But that's like, this album reminded me a lot of Spring Awakening.
Yeah, I can see a lot of parallels between that. There's a moth flying around here.
There is a moth. If it lands on me, I'm gonna barf. I hate moths.
We can get Ernie to kill it.
Arnie.
Sorry.
Did you just?
There's a dog who lives next door that we babysat for a little bit, and his name is Ernie.
What kind of dog?
A little husky boy. But
you
he's
put him
like
up there?
hair. That's Ernie. Sorry if I miss.
If you don't have a picture, just put up Ernie from Sesame Street.
Bert and Ernie.
Dude, when I was a kid, I used to have nightmares about Ernie. I don't know why. You know how he has that laugh where he's like.
That's how my dad laughed.
I would have nightmares that he would come and do that right in my face, and it would scare me so bad that I would wake up and I would like pee.
Next time if we end up napping in the same room, I'm gonna wake you up by doing that.
That's kind of rude, but okay.
Yeah.
Sorry that I'm like sharing my childhood with you and you want to use it against me. Whatever.
I'm gonna.
Oh boy. Anyways,
here's the thing about okay humans. I'm not one.
Okay, human. Stop! Don't! Oh no! My worst fear.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Album produced by Jake Sinclair, wildly praised. The unsung hero of this record is a fella by the name of Rob Mathis, I believe is how you pronounce it, who did the string arrangements, which are like phenomenal. Like, you think about some other rock albums that have strings on them, they're like, it's more of a textural thing, and I feel like
for sure.
I feel like on this one, like, the strings are the star of the show.
Yeah.
Like the arrangements are so cool, and the horns and like everything is so well arranged.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like it's replacing stuff that Weezer wrote. It feels like it is written for this project. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so cool album. Little bit of history, just a little bit. So the idea was originally planted in Rivers' mind back in late 2017, around the time that, if you remember from the Black Album episode, like Rivers and Jake Sinclair were working on the first iteration of the Black Album, and it just wasn't good, and they kind of threw it away. Jake told Rivers to listen to the album Nilsson Sings Newman by Harry Nilsson, which is pretty much him by himself playing piano, singing Randy Newman songs.
Okay.
And kind of planted this idea in Rivers' mind, like, you should just write an album that's just you playing piano. You're not trying to write a pop hit. You're not trying to, like, do whatever. You're not trying to write Weezer songs. You're just, like, you at a piano. What comes out of that should be the album. And eventually it kind of evolved to have strings and other things. But that was sort of where the idea came from. Are you a Harry Nilsson fan?
Probably am. I'm not too familiar.
Put the lime in the coconut.
Classic C7, baby. That's all it is.
I admittedly was not a big Harry Nilsson fan before I knew about this, but like I would say, unfortunately, forgotten songwriter from the 70s, because you have like absolutely heard a bunch of his
that's
songs.
what I imagine.
And that album Nilsson Sings Newman is so cool. Is really cool. It's short. It's just like him at a piano.
Nice. Yeah, I was say I love those kind of albums where it's just the songwriter and then their medium. Yeah, and it's just like presenting the song.
I was gonna ask too. What are some of your favorite albums that are like rock bands or pop bands incorporating strings or like extra orchestration? What are some of your favorites?
Well, give me a second to think about it. Do you have anything off the top of your head that you can think about? I mean, I feel like I know. I'm gonna know one of them.
One song for sure that I really like is Paris 1919 by John Cale.
Okay.
I really like that one. Also, boy, let me think. See, I asked the question and now I can't.
I figured you were gonna say something about Beach Boys.
Oh, well, okay. Obviously Pet Sounds and like Sgt. Pepper and Abbey Road and like
totally
Revolver. Like, I mean, I feel like the quintessential one is Eleanor Rigby. Beatles.
That's absolutely.
That's probably one of the first ones.
It's a band called AAC where the lead singer.
Actually, no. You know what?
Yeah.
Shout out, you guys. Yeah. That cover of "Call Me" by Blondie that you did at Titletown Brewing about a month ago was dope.
I have to change the key because it's too high for me. But
shout out to Arthur. I think this will come out before, but this will definitely come out before. He's doing a show at Kavarna with Vibe Center August 29th, I believe.
Yeah.
Shout out Arthur. We've mentioned him on the podcast before, I'm sure.
We're trying to rework it a little bit, but we also had this song called "Lost in Outer Space."
Wow.
That never. And it kind of got put on the back burner, but it's just like very Arthur finds really cool ways. He has a big inspiration through like Alice in Chains, and he covers them like on cello, and it's like a beautiful reimagining of them. And he's not like trying to do like this beautiful like cello. It's like just still gritty as heck. He's just getting in there. Halfway through the song, his bow is all frayed.
Yeah.
It's all broken up. So I love like cello and stuff like that can like recreate an amazing energy that you just can't do on like guitar.
Also, Viva La Vida by Coldplay.
Yeah,
like it's a
that
big
one makes me cry.
I actually hear a lot of Coldplay on this album.
Yeah.
I really do. But yeah, anyways. So that was kind of the original seed of it. And I feel like that was, I remember reading something that they like had a meeting after, Black Album didn't pan out the first time through and kind of had to talk about that. And then, which I think is cool that this happened for Seasons too. Also, like I feel like Rivers kind of trusts Jake Sinclair and trusts his opinion, which is cool.
There's a good working relationship there.
Yeah, especially after like the comments about like White Album, like, oh well, Jake won and I'm gonna do my own thing. And it's cool that this then came out and they're both happy with it, and it's such a cool album.
Absolutely.
But so OK Human was then officially teased for the first time about a week before the Black Album came out, and at the time the working title was like Masterpiece.
I think I remember hearing that.
Which was kind of the like the mindset they had going in. It's like, we're gonna make a masterpiece album, which is like,
it's a bold thing to say.
Bold, yeah. And then it's funny
big
because
words.
in the same breath, he's like, yeah, and then we got one called Van Weezer coming out too.
We got a masterpiece. Beautiful, 10 out of 10. Also, here's Van Weezer. You know
Also-
what? Van Weezer is a masterpiece.
Also, you guys
love it.
you guys know Crazy Train, right?
You ever hear that one?
You ever hear this little song
This
called
little
Crazy
ditty?
Train? I can't wait for a Van Weezer episode.
It's gonna be the
Van Weezer or bust, baby.
Van Weezer or bust.
I literally did not know that was a darts term.
Yeah.
I was made to be a dartist,
Darter.
dart guy.
Dart.
Joe Dart.
Masterpiece.
Joe Dart on the Fender bass.
Joe Dart on the Fender. Oh.
Yeah.
That was my impression of the time he'd said Joe Dart on the Fender and he wasn't playing the Fender. He was playing the Joe Dart.
I would love to play a Joe Dart bass someday.
I want the little one.
Yeah.
The Joe Dart Jr.
It's got one knob. What does that control? I'm not going to talk about another video. Okay. So anyways, OK Human was like supposed to come out after Black Album, and then Hella Mega Tour got booked, and that was the whole thing. So they're like, we're going to do a rock album. Hell yeah, brother. And they dropped End of the Game. And then Van Weezer was supposed to come out like 9 months later, and then everyone got COVID. So then Van Weezer never came out. So then they took OK Human, which was like a substantial amount of it was recorded at that time, and they went back and reworked it a bit. So the recording process for OK Human, if you don't mind me going
That's
in.
good.
Rivers wrote the songs on piano, sent the demos out to people, and then Jake Sinclair and Rob Mathis took those, did string arrangements, had the strings record to the piano demos.
Okay.
Sent those to Pat.
All right.
Pat recorded drums to that, no click track. So there's no click track used on this album.
Okay, interesting.
And I don't know if this one... I know for sure Season Spring was all recorded analog. I don't know if this one was. It might have been all recorded analog. I'm not sure. WeezfestCast fact check.
I feel like it'd be real tough to do like multiple string arrangements analog.
Probably not.
There's probably too many things that could go wrong.
I'm
I feel like
wrong.
bits and pieces of this probably were done analog.
Yeah. I mean, the sound is... While we're talking about it, like, what is your opinion on the production of this album?
Yeah. I feel like string arrangements... as I've dabbled in before, and it's like it takes like a masterful mind to like create a good compelling string arrangement and like in terms of like voice leading and all that.
Yeah.
Just like knowing where it goes. Like like there was a lot of when I tried to do it, it was like the chords are C, G, and F. And it's like, all right, the bass plays C, G, and F. like a lot of like bare bones stuff. But like when I was listening to OK Human, it kind of like gave me a new perception on what like voice leading could be, and and beyond that, the performance of the artist, you know, like in especially in like all my favorite songs, like as you said, there was no electric guitar on it. I'm like that like bump bum, like you can do those kind of like dynamic things, and your articulation with a string instrument with a bow is so much more than you can do with any sort of like guitar, you know.
Have you ever played a like a bowed instrument?
Yeah, I played upright bass.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I missed it, but it was too expensive.
Yeah, I play upright bass as well. I'm not.
You're German or French grip?
I'm German, and I wish
French.
I was French. Like
French,
seriously,
baby.
I want to relearn. I don't do a ton. I really don't do a ton of bowed stuff anymore. I mostly, if it's like in a theater setting, that's about the extent of what I do for bowed stuff. It's more. I actually don't play a lot of upright anymore, anyways. But yeah, like the bow, it's cool. Like hearing that replicating a Weezer arrangement. And the other thing you're talking about with voice leading, I'll take it a step further with just like the little intricacies and the little lines that like Brian Bell would play, or like they somehow got that in the arrangements. Like somehow.
Yeah,
it's really, really cool.
It feels like the people that got to play on this have certainly listened to Weezer before.
Yeah. I can't imagine like what those sessions were like.
Yeah.
Like the rehearsal and like the I don't know. I've known some session like string players who have played on movie soundtracks and like albums for really, really big pop people, and they're always like they always kind of show up and they don't really know what it's for, and they don't know what it's going to sound like until it comes out.
You have no like kind of like frame of reference to go off of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were pretty secretive about this, or like, I mean, if they're recording 2 Rivers piano demos, I'd imagine they'd have to listen to it, and you got to wonder if there was like a Weezer fan in there, you know? Probably not.
Like, yeah.
Real musicians don't like Weezer.
It's a cringe to like Weezer.
Weezer really sucks, dude. I know, like, we're doing this bit where we like to listen to Weezer, but it gets really old sometimes.
Why do you think we got to drink on every single episode?
Yeah.
Just to get through it.
No, it's good vibes today.
Dude,
it's a hot summer night.
Dude, yeah. It's
Alexa, play I Love Hot Nights by Jonathan Richman.
There you go. It's a good song.
It's a Weezer podcast. But yeah, so like it got reworked during COVID, and it was originally just like piano, acoustic guitar, drums, bass, and strings, and then during kind of the pandemic is when they added more of the horns and winds and those types of things. So it got a little more interesting during that time. And they also reworked the lyrics. I feel like a lot of the lyrics are very COVID-centric on some of the tracks.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And like topically, one of the things that struck me the first time I heard it is I was expecting kind of deeper songs and those types of things, but it's really just sort of like a day in the life of Rivers Cuomo.
Yeah.
Nothing. There are some deep moments, but it's also stuff like, yeah, I'm playing my piano because I like to play my piano.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, like where you were at during like COVID times, but like it was like a pretty rough time for me, you know. Like I had a lot of stuff that was like happening to me, and just like a lot of changes in my life. And you know, like there's something refreshing about getting a Weezer album. Just like it's just take it a day at a time. I feel like it's like that's like was the vibe of it for me. Like, we're just experiencing this as it comes.
I really, really hate 99% of art that has a comment about COVID.
Sure.
It's like there was some really awful stuff coming out during that time where I'm like, I am here to forget about this, you know? And I like that this just like touches on it in a way that's not like, oh, we're all in this together and like this is so terrible. It's just like, yeah, I got to do a Zoom interview later today, and you know,
I got to go on Instagram, Facebook Live, or whatever, and have the big eye filter.
That's the other interesting thing is, so this was the first album that came out after Rivers started the Discord and did like release all of his demos.
Yeah.
So this was the first album with that big community of fans, and I remember there was like a listening party for it, and that was the first time like a lot of people heard it, and he didn't have the file for Grapes of Wrath, so he just played the demo.
Oh, nice.
It was really funny. Yeah, it's just it's kind of stuck in that era for me a little bit, but it's not like
about it.
Yeah, which I'm thankful for, because there's some God, there's some. I wish no one would ever make anything that had to do with COVID, you know?
Fair enough, yeah.
Like, we don't need to.
We all experienced it.
Yeah. Also, I'm highlighting this on my sheet.
Yeah, I see it.
It's finally
no
more spreadsheets for lyrics.
It worked for one album.
Yeah, it worked for one album.
And then it just didn't need to happen ever again.
I know we praise the White Album a lot, but like the lyrics are good.
They happened to work out.
There are some like good lines, but they are not a highlight of the album, I'd say.
No, totally.
Yeah, it worked for one album. So no more spreadsheets. All of the songs except for All My Favorite Songs are written just by Rivers, which is really cool because he was doing a lot of co-writes.
Well, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But
Rivers, man, I tell you, that dude knows how to write a billion songs. So it's like it's refreshing to see him like put himself back into like his experiences and like his thoughts and feelings into those lyrics.
It really, I wrote down here like it feels like the most personal album since Pinkerton. Because it kind of all the albums that came after Pinkerton, I mean, Red Album a little bit, but that got kind of silly. But like all the other albums, it seemed like were going away from like personal things, or he was like doing a character or like hamming it up for whatever reason. And this is one where it's just like, I'm Rivers Cuomo. This is my life right now. Kind of like how Pinkerton was.
Cool, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, there are a lot of quotes from Brian Bell before this album came out of him just like praising it and saying it's his favorite thing they've ever done.
It's so heartwarming.
Yeah, and just like praising the songwriting and the arrangement, and like I really love his contributions on there because he did a lot of the acoustic guitar, a lot of the finger picking stuff. Yeah. He's so good at that type of thing. It's really interesting.
Dude, Brian Bell is one of the most like underrated, I think, song melody like guitarists out there, and just like for adding stuff to it. Like in a lot of it, it's silly because like the guitars on Weezer songs are like traditionally very buried in the mix, very overdriven, very buried. But even more so are some of these crazy beautiful things that Brian is doing in the mix. Like the one that always comes to mind for me is like this like line in L.A. Girls where it's like you treat me like I have the like, and it's just all buried in there. But it's just like it adds so much to everything.
Part of me wonders if it's like if Jake Sinclair is a factor in like bringing those things out,
a little bit out, yeah.
Because like the White Album in this, and I guess Season Spring too, like it's got those Weezer things. You know, I feel like everyone actually really shines on this one. Scott Schreiner has some amazing bass lines.
Yeah. We were saying, dude, Pat just cooks.
Pat has a couple fills on here that I'm also like. When we get into the track by track, we'll talk more. But like the drum sound is like it like almost reminds me of the Wolf compressor.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's so like that's super squashed. Like, compressed.
Well, I feel like in a like we were kind of talking about one time about how many like we joked on Teal, not to bring up Teal again, that it was like 12 tracks probably. You know, but like this one, once you get into like string arrangements and stuff like that, probably over 100.
I mean, it was a 38-piece orchestra. So that's 38 right there.
38 right there. And then just like, you know, you got all your vocal stuff. So it's like you have to use like compression very liberally on albums like this when there's like a lot of things competing. Yep. And then like the mixing job on this, just everything shines so beautifully.
It sounds so warm, and so I got my vinyl copy. The pre-order went live, and I was so excited. I'm like, they had a bunch of different colors that were limited, and they had like a green one that was like 500. I was like, I gotta get that, and they like put the pre-order, and I was on there, and I went and I clicked it, and then I ordered it, and then I got the email, and I looked at my thing, and I apparently ordered something called Weezer Flesh colored vinyl.
That's horrifying.
It's bad. It looks nicer in person. It's sort of like a nice sandstone kind of color, but I was like,
could have called it sandstone.
I know. I was like, oh no. I mean, I get it. Okay, human, like human flesh, whatever. But I was like, that's disgusting.
That's disgusting. That's scary.
I don't want Weezer's flesh.
There's a little piece of Weezer in every copy.
There's a little piece of Pat Wilson's bald head.
His little skin flakes.
Yeah, so that's kind of how OK Human came to be. And it was, to me, this felt like the beginning of this sort of era we're in now, where it's like a renaissance. You know, Weezer is doing whatever they want, and it's, for the most part, landing pretty well. And they're really connected with the fans, and Rivers seems to be throwing whatever he wants. I mean, since this came out, they've put out, if you count Seasons as 4 albums, they've put out, since this 5 more albums.
Yeah, seriously.
And that's 2 years ago.
Exactly. You know, they've hitting the ground running for sure.
So, yeah. And then one last thing they did is they did that really cool live stream concert. Yep. Did you watch it live?
I watched that. That was so cool.
I got my little snacks and my little drink, and I was like, I'm going to a concert.
It was them, and then what was the other one? Dawes did that too.
Yeah.
And they played like this like rooftop thing. It was super freaking cool. Like there was a good like once like everyone kind of like figured out what to do during like COVID. It was like, okay, we can still do like some sort of like semblance of a live concert. And I was like, I'm sitting on my couch. I got it on my little big screen.
I got my
TV.
Fritos.
I got my Frito pie.
Frito pie.
You ever had Frito pie?
That's called a walking taco, idiot.
Not if you put it in a casserole dish.
Okay.
In a hot dish.
See, then you got to clean a casserole dish. You just put it in the bag.
Eat it with a little plastic sport.
Yeah. No dishes, baby.
Hear this out, right? I don't hate doing dishes. I hate putting away dry dishes.
Put up a picture of your sink right now. As it is, no cheating.
I'll walk right upstairs and take a picture of this after the podcast.
I also hate putting away dishes.
I hate putting them away. I just take them from the clean dish pile and I use it.
It's a beautiful cycle. It's the circle of life.
That's right.
Yeah, man. There were some I don't want to be talking about COVID too much on this podcast.
I mean, I feel like it's a big part of
it's a part of this album. I remember there were some incredibly depressing Facebook lives I watched of like artists that I really admire, just like in their living room trying to play their songs by themselves. I'm like, this sucks. Like, just don't do it. I get what you're trying to do, but like this is
all room noise.
This is so sad. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, but yeah. So Okay Human, man, I can't wait. I admittedly listened to this album earlier today because I was super stoked, but I can't wait to listen to it with you because I really like this album.
I like this album too. I'm excited to be here listening to Weezer songs again, and in like a good albums.
Yeah, man, we made it through. There are no albums left that I don't like, except for. There are some that I think could be better, but there are none left that I like don't want to listen to. So we're kind of in the
completely home agree. We are, seriously.
Cool. All right. Here comes the track by track. Everyone comment. Okay, we're back. Everyone comment and say, Colin, have you listened to Petro Draconic Apocalypse or Dawn of Eternal Night and Annihilation of Planet Earth and the something it's cut off by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard?
I'm gonna.
Look, it's a little guy on the front.
I've seen the album. That's what we're doing to our planet.
This is a future where Weezer never released Okay Human. Anyways, this song... It's called
that was one when they released Teal 2.
It's a King Gizzard cover album. I just peed a little bit. Don't do that.
Can't even do it.
Anyways, this song's called Witchcraft. Comment below if you'd like to see us review the new King Gizzard album.
Give us
Witchcraft. Anyways,
Witchcraft is a good band also.
It's a good Frank Sinatra song as well.
Yeah.
It's a good
field of work.
More like witchcraft beers. Cheers it, brother.
Cheers you that.
All my favorite beers make me feel glad. All right.
It's getting silly up in here.
Calm down. This is track 1 off of Weezer's album Okay Human. Also, it was the lead single that they dropped. They dropped a single 10 days before the album came out, and that was the extent of the promotion, which was really like that's all you need.
I liked it. Like it's just like not a friggin' huge campaign or anything. They're like, just this is coming out.
Yeah,
you got a week and a half.
Get ready, nerds. You'll buy it. You'll buy it. It's Weezer. Also, can we talk about the cover art? You mind putting the cover art up real quick?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they got their little heads in jars.
What's the guy's name? Let me find the fella's name.
The little doofus?
They
got a little tentacles alien.
Artwork. I follow him on Instagram.
Oh.
Matthias Adolfsson.
Oh.
I believe is his name, makes really, really cool art. And I feel like it fits the vibe of the album really well. You got Rivers with the mustache and the little alien guy.
Yeah. You got everybody's heads are in jars.
Yeah. They all look funny.
It's a little Futurama-y.
Yeah.
Well, but in this art style.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, track 1, all my favorite songs. Fun fact about this. So as I mentioned earlier, it's the only co-written song. The hook was written for like a pop country song.
I see that.
I 100%
see that. Yeah.
Anyways, all my favorite songs. We heard it live in Madison.
We did. It was a good time.
Here we go.
I love that
Mellotron.
Mellotron.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mellotron. You can hear like the old
click
warbly.
Of the They do so well at intros like that.
No, seriously. What a way to start that. Also, like, not even in the same, like, key, right?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. They're just, like, hitting... They're like, how many ways can we, like, bamboozle these people?
They wheezed us.
They really did.
This song was so fun to play when we played it.
Well, yeah, did a whole different kind of... Because all we had were guitars.
Yeah. This was a fairly decent hit for them too.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
hearing this out in public a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, it got radio spins for sure.
Pat with the 16ths.
Brian Bell with the backing harmonies is always going to be a hit.
The backing vocals are incredible on this one. Different melody for the second verse.
Yep.
The lyrics are so simple.
The lyrics are so simple, and like, I'm gonna give him a break on it because I feel like that was the point.
Oh yeah.
I hate the lyric thinking about life. I feel like I don't know why that one just irks me a little bit, but also like, I don't know. This like the fact that this was a co-write makes me feel like was super intentional.
I love that trumpet line. Oh my god.
I always like it when you can like hear the double tracked vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when Pat. Oh my god. He does that in "Wind in Our Sail" too.
Yeah.
And I love the little.
Yep. The ramp up.
Really cool outro. I hate that I have to pause between these because all of the transitions on the first half of this album go so smoothly.
So well, yeah.
That's just a good. I remember when that dropped, being like astounded by how good it sounded.
Yeah, it didn't. It like the recorded version just isn't like massive, huge or anything. It's just a well recorded, a well written song.
It's almost like
performed song.
As track one, it's almost like proof of concept of like Weezer with an orchestra works. Now let's get into like the thick of it.
Totally.
You mentioned the double track vocals. Something I really like about the vocals. By the way, the vocal production was handled by Susie Shin, who would go on to do. I think she did the vocal production on Teal, and I think she would go on.
That was like the first thing that she like helped with. Yeah.
She's a very young woman producer, younger than us. Produced Van Weezer. Has done vocal production on I think like all of the Seasons things, and I think maybe as far back as White Album. I'm not sure. Oh. But yeah, shout out to her. I love how the vocals, the takes are not perfect.
Yeah.
On this whole thing.
Well, yeah, and I think that's like that. I mean, maybe is like a reflection of like when you do we both played in like large ensembles.
Yes.
You know, it's hard for you don't do it where like everybody does, like you don't just record the violin and then you just you do it all together.
Right.
More than likely everything's not going to sync up 100% perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, even at like an insane level, like they spend months and months rehearsing it and everybody's synced in and has been playing with these players at massive levels.
Right.
But traditionally in large ensembles like that, it's hard to hit everything to line up super perfectly, and I think that plus the acoustic nature of the album,
for sure,
it would make very little sense for the vocals to feel hyper produced.
For sure, yeah. I just like that it's a little more raw. It's a little more like, I don't know the word I'm trying to find, but it feels.
We were even saying with the mellotron at the beginning, you know, a mellotron is far from a perfect instrument.
Yeah,
and that's I think the point.
I also really liked like. They're hyping this up as Weezer with an orchestra. You're expecting this like big, grand, like epic thing, or at least I kind of was. You know, stuff like, I don't know, songs like "High as a Kite" or like "Long Time Sunshine," songs like that, which there certainly are on this album. But I like that it starts with this goofy sounding mellotron.
Yeah,
it's like it's still Weezer,
and it's like, and then it's like shifts into like an adjacent key. Yeah.
Great song. Yeah. One of the highlights of the show we saw when they played this one live, I'd say.
Which when they play it live, it does get a little more grandiose.
Yeah. Also, when we played it, and I remember the rehearsal. We were here at WeezfestCast headquarters, and we were rehearsing it, and we're in like we did like a little breakdown, and this guy just starts singing "Where Is My Mind" over it. It works stupidly well.
It's funny because it's like the same chords, like "Say It Ain't So," basically.
Yeah.
And "Where Is My Mind" just in a different order, but like you can make it work. It's 3 notes.
Yeah, good song. Yeah. This next one,
what a silly little name.
It's a lovely Indian dish. Have you ever had aloo gobi?
No.
Oh, it's very, very good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a potato curry, some sort of potato cauliflower curry, something.
That sounds
very,
absolutely
very
good.
good. Do you like Indian food?
I love Indian food.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my like comfort meals. Is
Absolutely.
Curry.
Yeah. Aloo gobi is very good. But yeah, so all my favorite songs dropped, and then for the next 10 days, everyone online is like, what does this transition into? Because it sounds like it's going to go into like some slow, moody thing.
Right.
And we're like, oh, this album's going to be like the darkest thing since Pinkerton. It's going to be crazy. And then you get this. This is Aloo Gobi. This chorus, goosebumps, man, every time. Trash in the camp. That hi-hat is that sound crunchy. Is unreal.
Trash in the camp. It was like a processing.
We went from pork and beans to aloo gobi.
That's right, baby. This is writing about food. You know what we should have done instead of the beers? We should have eaten.
I was thinking that. I almost picked some up.
Where we're just eating. Yeah, so
okay.
Pretty
So this,
good.
hold on, this backing vocal. Do you know that clip from the movie Troll 2 where he's like, "They're eating her, and then they're gonna eat me"?
I haven't.
Oh my god!
I haven't seen Troll 2.
I know, but it's a funny clip. We'll put it up there.
They're eating her, and then they're going to eat me. Oh my god!
It feels like some of the most like barbershoppy stuff they've done in like a long time.
I wonder if they arranged the vocals, if the same guy arranged the vocals, or if they did that on their own.
I could see them doing it their own.
Okay, that song blew my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna say,
especially coming off of all of my favorite bands.
I'm gonna say top 25 Weezer song.
Yeah,
straight up.
I really
straight
like
up.
That one.
Well
it develops in a nice way. One of the nice things, and then like I forgot to say this earlier about this album, is that the like you always like we called Rivers like the king of melodies. You know, he always like writes really great things, and then he just like throws like 30 of them at the song.
Yeah,
and it's like that's what's going on in like these string arrangements.
Right,
is that there's just like other melodies just happening, these counter melodies, these just B melodies just happening, coming at you nonstop.
It's blink and you'll miss it. You know?
Seriously is.
And they're all so freaking good. That song lyrically, after all the years of like the spreadsheet lyrics and the Teal album and all that, hearing that him just talking about, I'm sitting in a coffee shop, I'm getting the same drink I get, I go and I eat the same meal, I'm walking down the same street. What is happening to me?
Yeah,
is like
deeply personal.
Oh my god! Over this like riff and drum beat that sounds like a 90s pop song.
Yeah,
like, it's genius. It's so good. I felt the lyrics of that one, especially like,
oh yeah,
I don't know. I can imagine. I mean, I don't have to imagine being a musician during COVID. Like, you're sitting there like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna play a gig ever again.
Right.
You know,
it's
I
a real
can imagine
rough feeling. You start to like think of like what else.
What am I gonna do? I guess I'll go work at Domino's with Colin.
I guess I'll move back to Green Bay and work at Domino's.
Literally, that's what I did, man. I was.
No, seriously.
I can imagine being Weezer and like, okay, we got to cancel the Hella Mega tour. We got to cancel this album. What's happening to me? What am I doing?
I'm eating and drinking the same things.
It's a far cry from this girl I like. She's living in L.A.
Hey. Charlie, I got a question for you.
Yeah?
What's your favorite drink to get from the coffee shop?
My favorite drink to get... Okay. Not to sound like an annoying barista, but I love an oat milk cortado.
Love it. That was my favorite drink when I worked at a coffee shop.
Because I love, the taste of espresso, but if I drink just espresso, my tummy hurts.
Totally.
So I love a cortado.
It depends on the seasons for me.
The Weezer seasons?
The Weezer seasons for
Seasons, coffee.
Favorite summer drink. People think I'm crazy and nuts for this one, but it is a great... I always get a lifted eyebrow whenever I order this from someone who's never had it.
Yeah.
But lemonade espresso.
No, yeah, okay. So we've been making something I think we made you one.
Yeah.
You get a seltzer water and you do like probably 70% that, shot of espresso, a little bit of lemonade on top of that.
Sure.
It's like an espresso soda kind of thing.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Favorite winter drink is oat milk vanilla latte.
For sure.
Favorite fall drink?
Pumpkin spice.
I'm not a big fan.
You're fired.
Favorite fall drink is the like a maple syrup latte,
Yeah,
but the
yes.
maple syrup isn't like too crazy in there.
I love maple syrup as a sweetener,
Right.
as like not as the main flavor, just as a
Yes,
sweetener,
as
as a
a little
substitute
extra.
for like honey or something.
Totally.
Especially in not necessarily in coffee, but in an old fashioned.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever done that?
I've done that.
Phenomenal.
So good.
So good.
With the olive. I don't care what anyone says.
100%. Okay. How do you build your old fashions? What's your old fashioned order?
Generally, my old fashions are like the you put the cube sugar in there.
Okay.
Put in your bitters. I'll use orange bitters if I'm feeling fancy.
Angostura all the way, man. Come on.
Angostura, that's what I'm saying.
They make orange
They
bitters?
make orange
Oh,
bitters.
the more you
yeah.
know.
Put your little cherries in there, muddle that crap up. Brandy in that old fashioned, nothing but. And then maybe I'll, if I don't do the sugar, maple syrup is really good in it. But then I'm a brandy sour old fashioned
Brother,
guy.
cheers it with an olive.
Squirt with an olive, baby.
Squirt
That's the
with
way
an
I
olive.
love it. This
That's the way
drink
to
I
go.
like. I said this drink I like.
I'm living in Green Bay.
I'm living in Green Bay.
Shout out to C Street. They make a hell of an old fashioned.
C-Street
That's my
makes a
new
great
favorite
old-fashioned.
bar.
And then just to cap it off, favorite fall or favorite spring
Yeah.
drink is iced vanilla latte.
Okay, for sure.
So yeah.
I
Otherwise, black coffee all the way.
Yeah, I like a summertime. I like a cold brew,
Hell
just
yeah.
straight up.
Get the zoomies.
Get the zoomies. Fall, I gotta do pumpkin spice, man. The other day, dude, I was like craving a pumpkin spice so bad, so I took my espresso, I put a little maple syrup in it, and all we had like on hand was cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah.
We didn't have like cloves or allspice or
Oh,
anything.
dang.
So I did like maple, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and I just like did that with the
Did all
espresso
that.
and the milk, and I was like, it's almost a pumpkin spice. Like it's almost there.
I got a pumpkin spice from Starbucks like 3 years ago, and it tasted like hot dogs. So
What did they do to it?
I don't know.
Wait,
but
somebody
couldn't
told me
drink it no more.
somebody was telling me that they ordered a matcha and it tasted like fish from Starbucks.
Their Sumatra blend also smells like cat pee.
Yeah, but that's a tasting note.
They put it on there.
Yeah.
Put it on there.
Cat pee and hot dog.
Hot dog.
Hot doggy.
Hot doggy.
Oh, we're getting off track.
We're getting out. We're talking about
Somebody
all
drank
our
all
favorite
these
drinks.
beers. Jeez.
He drank about his decaf little coffee drink from the. I wanted to know what your favorites were in the first part of the song.
It was a decaf chai, Colin. It was a chai.
I said decaf drink.
Play it back.
I said coffee drink.
Anyways, good freaking song that goes into another good freaking song. Hey, I'm gonna do something. Okay, do you like Grapes of Wrath? Do you like the
Yeah.
song? I'm gonna do something that's gonna ruin it for you. Are you ready?
No.
This is Grapes of Wrath.
Trey's like, I love this album.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Mom made my sex. She knitted it with her hands.
I love it even more now.
Sex
Joke's on you.
making is a family tradition. Okay, we can start it over and actually
That's
listen.
fine. I love it even more now.
Where's my audio book?
Where's my
All right, Grapes of Wrath. When you're Weezer, it's 2021. What do? You put out a song about Audible. Here we go.
Why not?
He's just like me for real.
He's just like me.
Why is it so good?
Why does it go
has
so
no
hard?
right.
The rhythm of the words in this one, fantastic.
Audible headphone, Grapes of Wrath. That's such a good hook.
No, great. Ugh.
The music video for this was really cool
I haven't
too.
seen the music video
It's
for
just
this
got
one.
some really interesting camera stuff going on.
Nice. Then
Go
then
off
binging
that.
on Zombie Bastard.
Shut up. That's not even funny. He's just like me for real. My one complaint with this album, and I know there's so much going on that you can't do it, but I wish the backing vocals were a little higher up
Just
in
a
the
little more in
mix.
there, yeah.
But you're competing with a
But I mean,
38-piece orchestra.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I feel like a lot of backing vocals, it like supplements
Yeah.
that missing piece, but
especially with how dry the sound is relatively for how big the,
Right. Just like another point to that, like the vocals aren't like super pristine and perfect, but like the production on it is like, I feel like purposefully, like you can hear like on the end of Mind, you hear like both vocals stop at kind of different times, you know?
I think it's going back to that Nilsson influence. It's got a very 70s sound to it.
Yeah.
Like early 70s, almost like, I mean, obviously Beatles, Abbey Road, that kind of thing. With how squashy the drums are too.
Yeah.
And then this, whoa, what's going on here?
Uh-oh. It's a sweater song again.
That song has no right to be as good as it is.
No, seriously, the lyrics are just a blur of just audible references.
Y'all ever read books?
Y'all ever
listen to books on tape?
Heck yeah.
Go to your local library and rent a book on tape.
I haven't done that in 10 plus years. I used to, though.
Do you have a library card? Be honest.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's with me right now. I have I'm not going to get into it. Maybe some other time, but I have a full story on why I have a library card with me at all times.
That'll be on our Patreon. Subscribe up here. What's up, Bean?
What's up, Bean?
Bean, do you like OK Human?
Bean's more than an okay human.
Bean's really
a great
cool.
human.
I have a library card, and I think that the design for the Brown County library card is the greatest achievement in graphic design ever. Put it up there. You got yours?
I don't lie, brother.
What? But you don't live in Brown County.
Look at that.
That's so good. Like, we don't need to go further than 1993.
We don't. It reminds me of those cups.
Those cups.
The white cups with the blue
jazz.
line.
They're called jazz. That's
called.
Jazz, baby.
Like the basketball team?
Yeah, so Grapes of Wrath, that feels to me like the type of songwriting, like Pacific Daydream Black Album was going for more of a groovy thing rather than like a power chord type thing. That feels like that with strings.
With strings, yeah, absolutely. The like the arrangement on like some of the higher voice strings, like like
yeah, it feels like that. It's cool. Man, Pat is just grooving so hard. I feel like
he's having the time of his life.
He benefits from No Click Track. Honestly, it's so loose.
Yeah, like they say like there's a lot of arguments for click track versus no click track.
Yeah,
and I think it's got to be a call basis.
Yeah,
like I think as a musician you should be able to play to either.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, like I've done projects where like I got sent something where I have to play drums too, and there is no click track
for sure.
And I listen to the music more for sure.
Yeah,
if I'm playing to a click track, I'm honed in on that track, and like I've got maybe the bare minimal of what I need. Bass, vocals, some guitar. But like if I'm recording to no click track, I was like I really gotta like practice with the arrangement and like push and pull with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole different vibe.
I think you can hear that a lot too, especially when it transitions to that bridge.
Mm-hmm.
The tempo like changes quite a bit.
Yeah,
and then they bring it back in. I love that song. I also think it's funny that once this album came out, there were a lot of like people on YouTube like, OK Human if it sounded like a Blue Album song, and like trying to do these songs with electric guitar, which like I get it.
Yeah,
it'd be cool, but like it doesn't work for some reason. It doesn't work.
Not nearly as cool.
Yeah, and I don't know.
You just can't. There's like so much stuff about like bowed string.
We can't
about bowed string instruments that is just you can't replicate with your standard rock outfit.
Yeah. All right. This next song gonna get me crying in the club. Numbers.
Yeah.
You like this one?
I enjoy this one a lot.
This one reminds me of
any song that makes me feel something.
Bro, what if we held hands and listened to Numbers?
Can hold pinkies.
Nah, Patreon exclusive. All right, this is Numbers. Let's get ready to feel something.
Yeah.
This one sounds like Coldplay to me.
Oh yeah.
Also, I
think Coldplay would have like hammed it up more.
Yeah.
I think Weezer's able to come back.
I love how Pat comes in just like
cook. Yeah.
Out of nowhere there.
He dropped his sticks and he was late to the start of the song.
Okay. That happens later on this album.
No, that happened in what Beatles song was that?
Oh, I don't know.
There's some Beatles song. I'll put it up there, but Ringo was like, they were all like getting ready and Ringo was pissing or something like that, but they didn't know. So he like heard them starting and he ran in, and that's why there's no drums in like the first part of the song or something like that.
That's really funny. Also, I hear the sadness in your laughter. What a line, dude.
Yeah.
What a line.
So happy to ditch the spreadsheet. You don't get to write lyrics like that with a spreadsheet method.
Scott Paul McCartney Shriner.
Yeah, dude. That is he still using his like precision bass on this album?
Why do I feel like he played a Rickenbacker on this?
Yeah, the sound of it is very intriguing.
You know what that is?
What?
It's the Fibonacci sequence.
Oh, nice. That is one of the best drum feels out of any drummer in the game.
Oh my god, it's off the hook. Right here, this little suspension. Like
beautiful.
That's a Weezer song. Like that's
it's mind-blowing.
Unreal, man. Like, I mean, obviously Rivers writes amazing melodies and stuff, but it's so crazy to hear it like that.
Yeah,
because it works. It works so well.
And it's like you can, as you were saying in the last one, like, you know, you can envision it as like if Weezer like decided to go with the guitars for this one.
Yeah,
you would make it work. But this is like the real cool version of it. You know, this is the better.
I feel like they hadn't written a like slow ballad song like that since Make Believe. I guess High as a Kite.
Right.
But like Make Believe was kind of the last time they really did like slower stuff. I guess Red too. What am I saying? I'm not saying anything.
They do it, but
it's rare. You know, it's rare, and those lyrics too.
It's
like,
usually later in the album.
For real, yeah. At track 4,
yeah,
like put it in there. You know, I feel the sadness in your laughter. Yeah. What a line, Rivers. Line. What are you doing?
You okay, buddy?
You Rivers. There's a number that makes you feel bad about yourself, but I'm sorry. Like you should feel good about yourself because you wrote a good album.
Very good album. You wrote more than one good album. You wrote so many good music.
True. I feel like Scott was playing. I don't know why I feel like Scott was playing a Rickenbacker on this. I feel like I saw a picture.
Yeah, that one fill in particular. Yeah, you can hear kind of like a difference in like the fretboard. I feel like you know, like there is a sound to that bass that isn't like the traditional like P bass that he plays.
He's got a couple of those fills on here that I'm just like, you're going full Paul McCartney on us. Mm-hmm. You're going full. Just do it, Scott.
So
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's why this album is almost hard for me to rank because like. You can't compare that with like the rest of the Weezer catalog. You know, it's different.
So different, and it's like a different approach to everything. And it just did so well.
It's beautiful. This next song, Playing My Piano, is, I know I've said this already, but this one actually like blew my mind of how epic and big and everything it is. Yeah. Any more thoughts about numbers before we bring it?
Man, friggin' just gorgeous harmony is like the I don't feel like enough can be said about the arrangements for the strings on this.
Unreal, man. It's unreal. It's truly like top tier classical level arrangements.
For like something that like was like the piano arrangements happened.
Yep.
And then they added stuff. It wasn't like a back and forth.
Right.
Like this played off of this played off of this. It was a thing that grew as the layers got added.
Shout out Rob Mathis. The other big album that he arranged on was Pretty Odd by Panic at the Disco. I don't know if I mentioned that. That was the other big one, and he's worked with like, you know, all sorts of people. He's a pretty big name in that, but Pretty Odd was like the big one. I gotta say too, like the first 4, probably 5 songs of this is maybe one of the best like sides of a Weezer album.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so consistent, and the way it flows is like unreal, man. All right, next up, Playing My Piano. My wife.
Shut up.
I was waiting all night for that. All right, we'll start it over. I'm sorry. I was waiting all night for that.
I feel like you and I have a track record of saying things that are so unfunny. Like,
you tell me a Borat reference isn't funny in 2023?
in the year of our Lord 2023.
Wow, we were.
You can't. I am in a chair. I'm in a chair. I'm on a couch. I'm on a couch.
I'm gonna have another beer. Why not?
Why? I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I don't give a. Put it up there. That's the best Vine. Okay, I have an assignment for an internet sleuth out there. Thomas the Troublemaker Killian had a Vine that he made that we can't find anymore.
I've looked for an hour the other day.
He told me about a second Vine he had. He's had two. Okay.
He's so humble.
Thomas had a Vine where he sneezed and then just went, "Thanks, Obama," and we can't find it. So if anyone knows how to hack into Vine, let us know.
I watched
find that.
like 5 Vine compilations.
Vines that really butter my biscuit. Vines
I tried
that. Really
I tried Thanks
grate my
Obama.
cheese.
Obama compilations. Oh no, I got the hiccups now.
It's okay, baby.
Oh, it's okay,
baby.
human.
It's okay, human. He told me about another Vine he made where he was skateboarding and then he makes a face like, and then it cuts and it says Vine Street. Thomas,
I wish there was a way to dig up some of the old Vines I had.
bring
They were
Vine
not funny.
back, dude. Bring Vine back. That was peak. Like, I know I'm too old for TikTok. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
6 seconds. That's all I needed.
Playing my piano. Is that what the kids are calling it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Haven't washed my hair in 3 weeks. Gross.
Amateur.
These Zoom interviews. Remember Zoom?
No, dude. I was at Microsoft Teams.
He goes full Freddie Mercury right here.
Just slide into it.
That might be the best Rivers has ever sounded vocally on a track.
Yeah, and for such like a piano that I like, or for such a vocal take that I think is like not very comped.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is probably like full takes. Feel like I'm walking on the French Boulevard right now.
Pat does a thing right here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, a little
Purdy shuffle.
little
almost.
Purdy Bernard Purdy, pretty Purdy shuffle.
Pretty Patty.
Pretty bad.
This might be the grooviest Weezer song.
Dude, absolutely. And then just end. Nice little major ending.
There's a nice transition, but
Yeah.
unfortunately we have to skip it. That
Yep.
drum groove is just stinky.
Dirty.
Filthy. Pat,
pushing-
how could you?
Pushing in and out of straights
How
to
could
swing,
you?
like, I friggin' love it.
I also really like how on the last 2 tracks he comes in with the groove like a couple beats into the bar.
Yeah, he just lets it, like hey, establishes, it's like, all right.
I feel like a lot of these were like first, maybe second takes. You know?
Mm.
Because like you don't rehearse something like that.
Yeah, no, I imagine, he probably, like, he listened to it a few times on the way to the studio.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I don't imagine drum recording took more than 1 or 2 days.
There's a Waldo's. Everybody, I put out an album with my brother and our friend
dang it.
called
There it is.
Speedway to the Forever Zone by the band Waldo's.
You sent that to me, and I listened to it when I was driving to a campground, and I absolutely loved it. It is amazing late night driving.
We
music.
had a budget of $0. We did it
Did you
in a
meet that
basement.
budget?
We met that budget. We spent quite a bit on Miller High Life actually. But we had a budget of $0. We recorded it in a basement in a wood panel room
with like 2 microphones.
Two microphones.
Which a SM57 and a Beta 52 or something like that?
No, they were 2 very, very cheap condenser mics.
Oh,
I'm not even
there
going
you
to
go.
tell you what kind they are because you'll punch me in the face. But if you like stoner music, stoner rock, like Black
It's so
Sabbath,
good.
that kind of, all them witches kind of vibes,
It's-
you should check it out. We put a lot of love into it. It took us about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't sound like Weezer, unfortunately. But all that to say, my brother, having never listened to this album, there's a track on there called "Alone in the Cold" where he comes in, kind of how Pat does on there.
Mhm.
And I love that. Like so every time I listen to this now, I think
is that
about
a Weezer reference?
no, that's a Waldo's
It's a
reference.
Waldo's reference.
Yeah, man, that another thing, like the first time I heard that, I was like, what are they doing? It's almost as if they're like, finally we can just let loose and do something like groovy and fun and out there.
Yeah.
And we don't have to worry about
It
making
ain't
a good
about
Weezer song.
winning or losing. It's about making some good music.
Why you have to be mad? It's only game. That hasn't been funny in a decade.
It isn't.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. I don't give a.
I don't give a.
Oh boy, we're going off the
Christ
rails.
almighty.
Okay, we're halfway through the album. We're halfway through it. Okay, that transition. I'm gonna back it up a little bit so we can get the full transition into Mirror Image, the song that made Anthony Fantano cry.
Yeah,
You haven't watched that yet.
No, I haven't. But he told me to watch it, but I got caught up.
There's Anthony Fantano, the Needle Drop, did a live stream when this came out, and it's really funny because like he shits on Weezer a lot, and it's really funny to see him just be like, "Why is this good? Like, why is this actually good?" And then Mirror Image made him cry, and it's so funny.
He had to grapple with his own feelings there.
I mean, like, also let's talk about up to this point. So, album starts with all my favorite songs. You get Alu Gobi, which is like, what's happening to me? I'm living this mundane life. Like, I'm Rivers Cuomo, and yet I'm doing the same things every day, right? Grapes of Wrath, where he's like, you know what? I enjoy just listening to my audio.
Things I can do,
Numbers, which is about interacting like online and how, there's always a number make you feel bad about yourself, but really in the end it's just about who you surround yourself with, all that stuff. Then Playing My Piano, he's sort of like, I am my happiest when I'm playing my piano in my room by myself. So that's sort of not one song about being sad about a girl yet, though.
I mean, not yet.
Not yet. But anyways, Mirror Image is coming up next. We're going to get a little bit of transition into it. Here we go. Go off, Pat!
Get
my
him!
God!
Get him! That's what made him cry.
Mirror Image, yeah.
It does feel like an answer to High as a Kite.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, this is the coolest part. So this is his demo. His voice memo.
Yeah. Just trying stuff out.
So I see those two songs together as Playing My Piano. He's like, I'm happiest when I'm playing my piano. I lock myself in my room, whatever. Mirror Image is this huge, epic, classic Rivers Cuomo thing. It's like, okay, triumphant. Like, I wrote this. And then the end is like,
figuring it out.
I'm figuring it out, though.
Yeah, no, you when it as it is with any like media or project that gets released, you never see the behind the scenes of it.
Yeah.
Rarely.
That's such a cool thing. A track that's 1 minute and 17 seconds long.
Yeah, has that emotional of an impact,
I just think that's so cool. Those lyrics too are like, after a few years of LA or living in LA, not LA girls, living in LA and all those, we get She's My Mirror Image, showing me who I am.
Yeah.
Man.
It's I like that as a note for like that like set of two songs, but there is like I think a theme on this album of it going like the highs and lows, like the kind of unspoken thing of like, there's like with obviously all my favorite songs into the Gobi, into Grapes of Wrath, into Numbers, just like it's like kind of like happy thing, and then you're bouncing back, which I mean a lot of people kind of dealt with that,
Yeah, I mean that's his daily life, this is what he's feeling, and I mean I think it's safe to say this is about his wife. Which is maybe it's the type of thing where it's like he's still working on the song at the end. Maybe like he can't find the words, to actually describe what he's feeling about it. So that's side one of the album, and it all flows, as one thing. Amazing, like straight up. If that was the album, 10 out of 10. Like genuinely, absolutely. 10 out of 10 album.
100%. Yeah.
This next song, yeah. Screens. I'm gonna be real. This is the one I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because of like the lyrical content of this one, it's not as shining brightly.
Yeah.
As the rest of the ones. But
it's a little on the nose.
Yeah. I agree with that. But once again, like I still think that the compositional work on this one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right. This is Screens.
You just don't listen to the lyrics.
I mean,
You're
the
like,
groove
it's a dance.
the groove rules, dude. Like the riff rules. It's a cool thing to write a song about. It's like, I mean, valid. Like this is a real thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, so this lyric specifically, like now the real world is dying because everyone moves into the cloud. Like it's just so on the nose.
No, for sure. It feels like your boomer uncle.
Yeah.
Kind of like talking
Everyone
about stuff.
stares at the screens. I think you take this and you make it a little more metaphorical.
Yeah,
It's
for
really
sure.
good. But I can't deny, like, it's catchy, man.
Oh, I don't think I heard the sax in this before.
Yeah, I think it's bass clarinet, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. This is another one where it almost sounds like distorted guitars. Just, I don't know if that's how it's mixed, if it's like compressed a certain way. Or...
I mean, I'm sure everything, like, you can use overdriving saturation to
For
like,
sure.
help mix it.
I miss my friends. I miss my family. That's...
Yeah.
Dang, Rivers. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
It's only two minutes long.
I was gonna say a lot of these, most of these songs are real quick, short and to the point.
And it without having to stop it, it flows much better.
No,
is the
absolutely.
thing. Yeah, they're short and to the point, and like that's the thing why it doesn't bug me that much because like it, yeah, it's a little on the nose, but it's over.
It's over.
You
so
know,
quick,
it's so
yeah.
quick that. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh
that
yeah,
rules,
and it's
man.
groovy as
that
heck.
rules. Yeah, that's the one. That's the lowest point of the record for me. I think.
For sure. Yeah.
Which.
But also, you put it in the middle of the record.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like the songs that are gonna be forgettable.
It's a
usually end
good
up there
change of
anyway.
pace too. You know.
Yeah.
This next one, "Bird with a Broken Wing,"
I like this song a lot. It's also the longest song on this album.
Longest song on the album, and it's not even 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But I listened to this today, and I had like a lot of. I like finally feel like I realized what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Which we'll get into. Let's listen to it, and then we'll get into it. But
this
this is what I expected the whole album to be like.
Sure.
Kind of these more ballady ones.
Yeah, totally.
And I think the production really shines on this one too.
So too.
But yeah, "Bird with a Broken Wing."
Yep. Also love the title.
Oh yeah.
What a beautiful title.
That was when I saw the track list, and I'm like, this is gonna rule. My man knows his bird facts for sure.
He's whistling in the background, making some like pseudo bird noises.
Wow.
Or actually, I think that's organ.
Yeah. This is a straight up Paul McCartney song, like Beatles, "Let It Be." Don't feel sad for me. I'm right where I want to be.
Yeah.
Stupid cat. Don't talk about Arnie like that. He's a good boy.
And killing rabbit.
Killing wabbits. It's wabbit season. Season's wabbit. This makes me think "High as a Kite" was written for this album. This is a lot like "High as a Kite."
Yeah, for sure.
Colin, what's your favorite bird?
Yellow-crested warbler.
I like seagulls.
Seagulls spring.
Stop it. This is major Long-Time Sunshine vibes.
Oh, yeah, no.
There is, not like aesthetically, but there is a lot of Pinkerton in this album.
Yeah,
melodically.
absolutely. Just like, if you switched up the arrangements on this one.
Can we get the Green Bay Civic Symphony to do an OK Human concert with us?
I would love that.
I'll arrange it.
It'd be great.
If you're in the Green Bay Civic Symphony and you're watching this, give us a shout out.
Let's
do a
figure
Pet
something
Sounds.
out.
Do a Pet Sounds concert with me.
It would be sick. It'd be so cool.
All the endings of these songs, like these slower ones,
Beautiful.
are phenomenal.
So great.
So I was listening to that today, really listening to the lyrics. You know me, I don't necessarily listen to the lyrics. And I realized it's like he's talking about like me and my friends, we used to be killers. Like I was this bird and I was this beautiful bird, but now I've got a broken wing, but I still have a song to sing. And to me, it's like this is about the last couple years of Weezer before this.
Absolutely.
You know, this is about the Black Album and trying for so long to get a hit and having the White Album like not necessarily perform that well. And this sort of comeback thing. And he's like, I'm a bird with a broken wing. I'm getting older, whatever. I still have a song to sing. I'm going to just write it. I'm going to put it out there.
I think that he feels that way, not even just about this album, but even the songs he wrote on Black Album.
Yeah,
I think
for
because
sure.
he's like, I still like have like a message for people.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's very, very much like the message of that song. You know.
And then you've got the verse like the stupid cat sneaking up on me, trying to catch me, whatever. Like this cat is hunting me down. Like you can catch me, but you can't catch my melody.
Absolutely.
Like that's I think that's really cool.
No, yeah. I don't Also I don't listen to lyrics too much, but like there's something so beautiful and simple about that lyric. Yeah. I'm just bird with a broken wing, still got a song to sing. This one gave me a little bit of like this is what in a slightly different way. This is what I wanted the Prince he wanted everything to be.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, this is like hearing this one was like, especially when I saw the track list for this.
Yeah.
And I was like yeah, bird with a broken wing. Like such a like
it paints such
compelling,
a picture. Yeah.
You know, like title that I was like, well, they better follow it up with a track title like that.
Yeah.
And they absolutely did. And then like we were kind of talking during the song like about like the arrangement it feels like Pinkerton subject matter.
Yes.
But like in the arrangement, you know, like I hear the bridge to Dreamin'.
Yes, yes,
you know?
yes,
like
yes,
like
yes,
if they had like their classic Weezer sound, they would have done like that kind of thing. I feel like with this one, but the fact that they're like we're taking a sidestep from that, they had to approach the bridge from a different way.
For sure,
and they did an amazing job. It's an amazing job with this, like the chords that they use in the arrangement of like the strings. I think is why this is probably one of my favorite songs on the album.
Another major shout to Rob Mathis, like oh my god, I mean, and Rivers Cuomo for writing the damn song, but like it like goosebumps straight up. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I also think on like if we think about this song from like a conceptual level, it's like he's talking about the bird with the broken wing, whatever. I feel like the bridge where it goes down to just him with the acoustic guitar, like nothing matters in the world, everyone is free, all belong to you if you believe in me. That's the song that he's talking about. Like just him and his acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
There's so many cool things like that on here. That
the texture painting in this album is next level.
You could do a 4-hour podcast just on that, dissecting
it. Really is,
like it's unreal. But we got to keep going.
I love that song,
and all the little bass fills too. Like the amount of care. It's kind of messed up because like I feel like without COVID, this album wouldn't be what it is. You know, it would still be good. The songs would still be good, but the fact that they had to sit and reflect, like. COVID was awful. It was. I don't even want to talk about it on this podcast. Not to bring it down, but like the fact that it made artists sit down, and there were a lot of cool albums put out in 2021 and 2022 because of circumstances. And obviously that doesn't make up for everything else, but like Weezer has been pumping stuff out so fast since the White Album. Yeah, the fact that they had to sit and work on something. And it came out this well is like, it man.
Well, yeah, they had to rethink the whole process.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, man.
They didn't get to sit in a rehearsal studio for a year figuring it out. You know.
All right, so we move on to "Bird with a Broken Wing" or wow.
Come on, it's right there.
Dead Roses.
There we go.
Dead Roses, everybody.
-1 Weezer fan point.
All right, are we tied now? I think we're tied now.
I think we are.
It's 69-69.
It is. In Weezer fan points.
Weezer fan points. Dead Roses, I feel like, is kind of an understated kind of song on here, but my God, go hard.
It was, absolutely.
And it's another one that's like really short and to the point.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. I love this song. Bass clarinet, baby.
What a beautiful
oboe,
instrument.
baby.
Oboe is messed up. Double reeded instruments are so crazy.
This feels like Foolish Father a little bit to me. These lyrics are nuts.
Yeah, I feel like this like now that I'm like ingesting this in a different way. This like melody doesn't necessarily even feel like a traditional like Weezer song, you know. It's a lot darker.
Especially this chorus. What the hell is an oubliette? It feels like something from an opera or something.
It really does. Also,
Pat is just doing a really cool thing. These are some of the wildest lyrics in a Weezer song.
They are.
Man. It's so dark.
Just like the performance of like Rivers, like his vocal performance of this, where he's just like, it feels like he's barely speaking into that microphone. He's just like right up.
He sounds scared.
He does.
Like, straight up.
His wife's mad at him for not doing the dishes.
Rivers, wash your hair. It's been 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Dead roses.
He's like, I'm recording this in the bathroom.
My wife is upstairs. My kids are upstairs.
I didn't wash my hair. That's actually not Pat playing the room clicks. That's his wife knocking on the door.
How is this a Weezer album?
No,
this sounds so cool.
It's so vastly different.
Brian Bell on Little Finger Pick guitar.
Yeah, all the acoustic work on this is top notch.
It's sad because a lot of it gets buried.
Yeah, but then like when it peaks out, oh boy, does it shine.
That is like the lyrics. I don't know what that song is, but it feels like it's about something personal. Like, you were mine and you were always mine. Now I'm crying over dead roses. I could never let you go. I don't know if it's about like a death or some sort of loss, but like, holy crap, those hit. Like those lyrics hit. Oh my god, that might be the darkest Weezer song.
He wrote it about the first version of the Black Album.
Oh no. It kind of sounds like a Black Album song.
It kind of. The beat kind of. That's what. Yeah, I could see that totally.
Rivers.
This is something you're not telling us.
Rivers.
Play it at the next indie rock road trip and give us the behind the scenes on that.
When are we getting the stoner rock road trip? I'd go to that tour. It's Weezer and Sleep
and Bongzilla
at the Lyric Room.
Oh, rest in peace.
F frets. Can you imagine if we? Okay, Colin, I'm gonna manifest this right now.
Yeah.
Within the next 15 years, you and I will get a member of Weezer to show up at Fred's.
Okay.
This is happening. I'm calling it right now.
Putting it into the universe.
By 2038, a member of Weezer
Scott
will walk.
Schreiner is going to get a beer
past
with us.
Or present, will walk into Fred's and Fred's in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm throwing that out there.
All right.
Within 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you feel about that? Like the subject matter of that song?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a rough call. Like it feels like there's something Rivers is getting across, but he's like not gonna tell us. And I mean that's like it was the same thing that we had with Oh Girlfriend. You know, we're like maybe this is a thing that's like
we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
But you know, like we just happened to be at the show where he told everybody about it.
How do you spell oubliette?
I couldn't even begin to guess. What do we got here?
O-U-B-L-I-E. Okay, I gotta find out what an oubliette is. An oubliette is a specific type of dungeon that only has one escape route through a trapdoor or it's... Wow. So dead roses at the bottom of an oubliette.
A little trap
door.
Okay,
let me look up these. I'm gonna actually look up the lyrics.
Look at the lyrics here. I feel like this is a WeezFest first here.
Yeah, I don't even care about lyrics. Turn the key, step into the blackness, lamplight falls, and casts a laughing phantom. I imagine your smile in the life that we could share. With the last of my steps, I see the truth lying there. Dead roses at the bottom of an oubliette, where they beat you till you beg to live. You are mine and you were always mine. Now I'm crying over dead roses. I can never let them go. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Interesting. Yeah, it feels like a maybe like a dramatization of like him holding on too tightly to something.
To a relationship or a something.
Could be something, man.
Wow, dude.
That's heavy.
A winged beast with horns upon its cranium slinks away and grinning makes his way up. I grasp the pieces of rose in your raven locks of hair. I hear the turn of the key as I hiss my final prayer. So maybe he's like possessed.
Right, yeah. Possessed by feelings?
Yeah, so maybe it's, I mean, a lot of Pinkerton was him kind of talking about like, these are emotions that I have and yeah, they're kind of ugly.
Yeah.
This almost feels like that.
Yeah, a lot of Pinkerton subject matter, I feel like. We're just like putting it out there after so many albums of just like stringing words together from a document.
Also, the line, this sticks out to me just, I I imagine, or I grasp the pieces of rose in your raven locks of hair because, like, Raven in seasons, like Raven was a subject matter, like a person or a character or whatever. And I wonder if it's perhaps based on
setting that up. Yeah.
Damn, I'm gonna have to sit with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say those are some of like my favorite Weezer lyrics though. Like
sure.
that is a far cry from when I daydream we're eating ice cream. That's a far cry from This Girl I Like. This was one album after
This Girl I Like.
Yeah. Zombie Bastards. This is one album after that, people. This is what happens when Rivers uninstalls Microsoft Excel.
He goes to Notepad.
I'm in a Microsoft Excel class right now.
How's that going for you?
Boy, howdy. Some of those formulas can do some crazy stuff.
I always just looked them up. I never.
Yeah, but I
always put Excel on my.
I had to take a quiz and I had to not look it up.
But you can look it up.
I got it. No, I can't say.
Yeah. We'll do it.
Cut that out.
We'll cut it
I'll
out.
get in trouble. Okay, anyways, we're moving on. Moving on. Colin, how are you? Are you feeling okay?
This is just a mellow, fun listening album.
Yeah, dude, this
I
album
just feel
is
like
a
I'm
treat.
such in a good mood. We listened to it like the start of sunset. It has gotten dark outside now.
Well, kind of how the lyrics have gotten dark.
Mm-hmm.
We got 3 songs left. So for these next 2, I'm not going to stop because this is basically an intro. I don't even know why it's its own track.
Yeah.
There's something about the phrase "everything happens for a reason." I feel like they wanted that to be its own track just so it sticks out.
Yeah,
I wonder if that kind of ties into Dead Roses, maybe a little bit.
Like it's like a transitional thing. Like it's meant to just carry you into the next one, but they, as you said, wanted it to stick out.
There's a purpose. And then after that is Here Comes the Rain, which is like a really upbeat kind of thing. So we're gonna do Everything Happens for a Reason into Here Comes the Rain. Here we go. I feel like when they did this at the live stream thing, it was an organ. But it sounded different.
Well, yeah, like Nord has like a Mellotron thing, maybe.
This threw me off the first time because it's so upbeat.
Oh, yeah.
For a song called Here Comes the Rain.
Yeah. And you know what's funny to me is that like I saw the the track list. I saw Here Comes the Rain. I was like, oh, that's going to be like a...
Yeah.
Because we're getting to the end of the album.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like going to be
this
the
jacked
like,
up of okay.
Yeah, exactly. But then like I feel like the whole point was to throw us off the scent.
Yeah. I like A Rainy Day.
Yeah.
Umbrella.
It's because then I could be melancholy.
In the Infinite Sadness.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't like Smashing Pumpkins.
I hate Billy Corgan.
I like how the phrase, as things have gone on, Rivers' phrasing has gotten more like he stretches things out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Big ol' 4-1.
Oh, yeah, classic. Is that a Weezer reference?
Shut up. I could not recognize. I'm going to look up the lyrics for this one, too. I don't care. The universe will give you more of what you pay attention.
He finally got his bath to wash his hair.
This album's just about him being stinky. This ending is a little too cheesy for me.
Sure, yeah.
You can picture it on stage, right?
I know, yeah.
Okay. So it's clearly about
I wasn't a huge fan of this one.
It's in the context of the record, it's nice. It's a nice change of pace. It's cheesy, but like whatever, you know.
Exactly.
I love the
vocal
lyrics.
melody too for the chorus. I think is for they like the extension of these like lyrical phrases and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it like fits very cool.
Yeah, I love the line, "We're on our way to paradise. Did you hear the news? The universe will give you more of what you pay attention to."
Yeah, totally.
I feel like this is him. Like the second half of this album gets a little dark. It's like everyone stares at their screens. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I'm a bird with a broken wing. Like, I'm old. Dead Roses, whatever that's about.
Yeah.
But you know what? Focus on the positive. Here comes the rain. Rain doesn't have to be like a rainy day. You know, rain is rain can be cool. Like we like rain. I like rain.
No, totally. We're supposed to rain here for like a bunch of days coming up.
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna
through
get some
the weekend.
thunderstorms.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it, man. I love the sound of rain.
You want to go splash around in a puddle?
Go splash around in a puddle.
I want to get a big old yellow raincoat and a big old yellow hat.
And a big old pair of boots.
And then make a little boat and sail it down the river. And then, who's that in the sewer? He's got balloons for me. Oh, no!
No. I want to sail with you on the SS Weezer.
Dude, me and Colin want to go fishing. Stay tuned.
We want to keep fishing.
Keep fishing. Wash all my troubles away. Here comes the rain.
It's a thing of renewal.
I will say, I love a rainy day. I remember the day. Oh my God, 5 years ago now. I had a day off of work. I was doing like a landscape something kind of job. Had a day off of work because it was rainy. Went to the Exclusive Company when that still existed. Bought my copy of Pinkerton on vinyl and listened to it like in a thunderstorm. And I was like, this is a good day. And that memory has stuck with me just because it was a nice day.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite rainy day activity, Colin?
Dude, it literally is like bouncing back and forth between taking naps,
yes,
listening to music, and then like doing like riff writing. You know, because you got that rainy ambience to it too, God. And it's just like it's not just you in like a room like playing to the silence. It's just like ambient noise in back, and you're like playing off of it too.
Here's a pro tip for you all: if you can't sleep at night. Take a Bluetooth speaker, stuff it in your closet if you have a closet in your bedroom. I don't. But stuff it somewhere kind of far away from your bed and turn on thunderstorm noises because it sounds like it's outside.
It does.
Learned that from my friend Hannah. Hey, Hannah. You're coming to visit me in a couple of weeks from Island Music.
Oh, dang.
We're going to have a good You can meet Colin.
I have a kitty cat named Hannah, too.
He's got a kitty cat named Hannah.
Put her in there.
Hannah's allergic to kitty cats.
That sucks.
Yeah, I love kitty cats.
So am I.
I petted Arnie a lot outside while I was waiting for you to finish playing the drums earlier.
Oh, yeah. I was practicing.
Colin's really good at the drums. I heard him.
I'm all right. I need to practice more. That's why.
Here Comes the Rain. It's fine. I don't know. It fits in the context of the album. I really like the arrangement. The song's kind of cheesy, but it's Weezer.
The song is a little too cheesy for me. The message of like of positivity with like the rain. It's like I do like.
It's a cool take on that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not always just like this. Like I was joking. It's like I like to be melancholy in the rain, but like it's rain's cool.
Yeah. And like again, it's like if we're thinking about this like in A Day in the Life of Rivers Cuomo, it's him. He's in his house. He's thinking about whatever Dead Roses is about, and he's brooding. And then he's like, "Oh, it's raining. That's nice."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's for real. It's just like it's
a full afternoon.
Yeah. I love being in a coffee shop when it's raining.
I like being. Yeah, it's always like that. And then like if I have my umbrella, it's not too big a deal. The run from the coffee shop to the umbrella or to the car, that's always a little rough.
I'm okay with that. I like the rain.
I don't like sitting and having my back be wet.
Okay, well, bring a towel. We're on to the last song.
I'm just trivializing my feelings.
Hey, we're on to La Brea Armpits.
Yeah.
I'm stinking in La Brea Armpits.
Yeah. Well, the rain just washes stink away. Something just happened outside.
There's a ghost in my room.
That's a Modern Haunting reference.
Don't listen to Modern Haunting.
They're so good.
That's reverse psychology.
You got them, baby.
Can I plug something before we go on to this? We normally don't do this until later, but I have 2 tracks coming out on the 21st. It's a double single, I'm calling it, but I guess it's technically an EP. Bad Dreams / Sad Dreams by Modern Haunting. That's me. I make kind of cheesy 80s music.
Let me tell you, he was showing me some other like stuff he was working on too, and I'm excited.
I'm about to pop off. I am about to refocus my music career into a different direction from what I've been doing, and I have some cool stuff on. It's really coming out. So
friggin' we were showing it outside the bar we were at yesterday.
Yeah,
and I was so hype on it.
You can put the cover art up there. I'll send it to you. But if you feel so inclined and you'd like to listen to my music, it's it's nothing. I will say the production is not OK Human level, because
the production on it. Let me tell you,
it's intentionally bad.
It's intentionally
bad.
Fits like it's the vibe.
Okay,
it's a friggin' vibe. I tell you that.
I appreciate you, Colin.
I love you, dude.
Wow. I love you back, though.
Aw.
So I had a realization about this song, La Brea Tar Pits, on the drive down here, and I'm going to talk about it after we listen to it. And I just want to see if you happen to pick up on that. But if you feel so inclined as to listen to the lyrics and tell me what you think it's about when we're done, this song rules. It feels like something off of Ram by Paul McCartney. It's the wildest thing Weezer has ever done, in my opinion.
Also, for it to be like the end of the album.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to say this before we get in because I don't want to interrupt, but in the first verse, the drums cut out, like the verse in the pre-chorus, and that happens because Pat Wilson's wife called him, and he picked up the phone, and you can hear their phone conversation, and Jake Sinclair was like, "That's the take.
That's in there.
That's the take." It's so cool. It's such a cool little detail when you think about this album. It's
I was
just like
confused when that happened.
Yeah,
I never.
If you really listen, you can hear him like he's like, "Yeah, no, it's okay." Like you literally hear him say that. But it's such a cool, like, it fits the Weezer, like, 4 dudes in a room, Blue Album, like, being kind of sloppy vibe. But yeah, this song I adore. I adore as a closing track. I adore as a metaphor of, like, I'm sinking into these tar pits, but it's an upbeat song. Let's just go. Let's go.
Get into it.
We've been talking about the thing with the hi-hat offbeats, like, with the compression. It's so strong on this one. All right here. Listen. What's up, babe? He's talking to his wife on the phone.
That's a family man right there.
He comes back in.
He just keeps going.
He's like,
what a professional.
I'm just recording the next Weezer album. It's fine.
It's fine. I love that. That was a good call by Jake,
But with the Beatles thing you were saying earlier, it feels like there's a lot of Beatles on this album.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Beatles influence.
Oh,
that feels super 70s to me.
Oh, very Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah. Another pretty short song too. Yeah. Also, so upbeat for the closer of this. You know, you'd think the closer of this album would be this grand epic thing.
Yeah, right. But
little tap dance.
It feels like very like ELO into
what Pixar movie is this from?
No, this is from the Muppets, baby.
Oh yeah. Listen, these 4 notes.
Nice.
It's undone.
That's it, baby. Do you think that that was written in there? Do you think 100%. Somebody was like?
I don't think Rivers wrote it. I think Jake or somebody was like,
somebody's like, hey, you should put that bad boy in there.
So I told you when I got here today, I had a crazy realization about this album, and it's about this track. So La Brea Tar Pits, a tar pit, a big hole filled with black tar.
Yep.
This track. Okay, I'm sinking into the La Brea Tar Pits. I don't want to die because there's so much to give. I'm sinking. Can you give me a lift? Want to make an escape, but I don't know where to begin.
Yeah.
This is about the Black Album. This is about going through that whole process of trying to make an album that's as far away from the Weezer sound as possible. He's like, I'm sinking in this.
I mean, using the tar pits as a parallel between like even like the artwork of the
exactly. Yeah. This is about and it's like I was jumping the jungles. There was nothing to find. No Macedon, so I could be the guy to provide. Empty hands, I headed on home. Live long enough, you're gonna choke on a bone. It's about how
just
long
doing it so many times,
so many times, and so many three different versions of this album, and nothing. Yeah. He's just trying to make something that's not a Weezer album.
I like the line thinking of that each time I think a little deeper.
Yeah.
Where it's like we had that like observation where like we wonder if like the first album truly was like the worst.
Yeah. Or it just kept getting, the more they worked on it, it got overcooked.
Yeah.
Let me try to persuade you all to lend me a hand. Like, let me try to get the fans on my side. Let me try to get you all like. I was listening on the way down here. I was listening to this. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's a really good observation.
And I think that's what this whole album is about. Not like just the Black Album, but like Bird with a Broken Wing. I've still got a song to sing. Yeah. Like everyone stares at the screens. Everyone's online and they're looking at all these like stupid memes about how Weezer sucks.
Right.
And, like,
yeah.
You know, the first half of this album is like Rivers. This is my life right now. And the second half is like, this is what I want my life to be, but I'm stuck in this rut.
Right, yeah.
Even Alu Gobi is like, I'm stuck in this rut.
Yeah, there is a lot. Well, yeah, where it bounces back and forth like peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
You know.
And even more so the fact that this Jake Sinclair is the producer on this, who was the first version of the Black
Where
Album.
he just like walked out,
Yeah.
like.
I don't know, man. That like I don't know if that's what it's about, but it seems pretty
That's pretty substantial. I feel
because
like,
I was thinking this is such a strange way to end the album. Like I'm sinking in the La Brea tar pits, but it's like an upbeat thing. But it's like no, this is about he finally did it. He finally made the Weezer album with no electric guitars.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh yeah, no,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like this is the true Black Album.
Yeah,
like that's what he wrote it all on piano. And
it just took a couple tries.
Yeah, took 4 tries. It's fine.
Right.
I mean. Yeah, what a phenomenal and ending it with the Undone thing too. To me, is like it's still Weezer.
It's still Weezer, and then it's like as much of a stink as you made about like I'm not gonna keep writing the Blue Album.
It's like that's part of their sound
for sure. Because I mean, like even if he didn't originally plan on that, he still I imagine signed off on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like and one thing about like the string arrangements on this too that I wanted to say something about is that like traditionally when you have like strings on an album, it's a very dramatic kind of thing, and there are moments of that in this album
for sure,
but especially with like that one is a really good example of like them using strings in a very like upbeat way.
Fun.
Even when like the subject matter is like pretty hefty.
That's one thing. This song and then the closer of Seasons Winter is the Deep and Dreamless Sleep.
Yeah.
They're 2 for 2 in like songs about dying in a horrific way that are like super upbeat.
Oh, super like
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sinking in these tar pits. I don't want to die. I've got so much to give. Like I'm not going to sleep tonight. No, I'm with you. It's very whimsical in that end with this like
it would have been too easy to just be like, okay, all right, everyone play these super dramatic chords.
It would have been too easy for them to make a whole album that sounded like what I think this was going to sound like,
exactly.
Which is like everything will be all right in the end with strings on it.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, totally. And just like no electric guitars, and it would have suffered because of it.
For real. The fact that this album is 30 minutes long and super fun is
whimsical, and then
they've wheezed us, man.
They wheezed me too, as someone who doesn't listen to the lyrics. I was like,
we've looked up the lyrics we've never looked up the lyrics for any of these songs.
No,
like, and this is after the spreadsheet era. Like this is Weezer in 2021. He's still got it, man.
He's still got it.
This was the beginning of this era of Weezer that we're in, where it like feels actually cool to be a Weezer fan.
To do this and then like go into Seasons, it was just like it's a magical era to be a Weezer fan.
Seasons, unless they release a new album, Seasons is going to be our last thing we do for this, and like the podcast will still go off after that, honestly. But like that's going to be a cool thing to end on, because like that to me feels like kind of a peak. Not the peak, but a peak.
It's gonna be like we've climbed Everest.
Yeah. So now that we've listened to the whole thing, out of 10, what do you say?
Oh yeah, it's just like I still kind of retain my feelings from the beginning. Is like it is a Weezer album, and they these are like Rivers Cuomo writing music, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's just like there's a lot of things that are traditional to Weezer songs that I do kind of miss, but I understand why they're not there.
Yeah.
Like a classic Weezer build-up, like letting it... Some of these songs are pretty short, too.
That's the other thing.
It's very to the point.
Yeah.
It's
like a quick listen. It's 30 minutes and like 17 seconds or something.
Yeah, no, it feels like, Green with like strings, but also like the Pinkerton subject matter.
Yeah.
As you said, we were doing like the 4-to-1s. and no, yeah, out of 10, I'm gonna give this one a solid 7.5. I really like 75%.
Fair. For me, 9.
9, baby.
It's I don't know what it's missing, but it's missing something that could take... If there was like another song that replaced Screens, or if Screens was rewritten, maybe I would have no problem calling this a 10 out of 10 album.
Yeah.
It's just below White Album for me, I think, and it might be just below Seasons Autumn. I'm not sure. But now that I've actually dug into the lyrics more, I think I appreciate it more.
Sure. No, yeah, definitely.
I think lyrically this might be Rivers' best. Maybe second best behind like Pinkerton or Blue or something.
Sure,
but like
yeah.
The lyrics to like Dead Roses, man, that's unreal.
It's hefty, yeah.
And Numbers and some of those. Yeah, final thoughts?
Yeah, interesting to have this one come after the Black Album, especially with an album closer like that. Like that feels super intentional.
I feel like they needed this. After.
Yeah.
If Van Weezer would have come out after the Black Album,
Yeah,
I
it
think
would
a
have
lot
felt
of people
like,
would have fell off.
Let's forget about it. Like that,
Yeah.
it's just trying to pretend it didn't happen. This one's acknowledging it.
Yeah.
And then like also, as you said, like I like the realization of like this is like the Black Album without, it's without the electric guitars.
Yeah.
It was a departure from like the classic sound.
I almost feel like this should have been a self-titled album. Because if you think about the self-titled albums all being kind of like significant moments in them changing their sound, if Black Album would have not come out, this would have been the next self-titled album.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about the name OK Human? We didn't talk about that.
Name OK Human?
I don't think it fits.
I don't think it fits. It's such an interesting like little term.
I mean, it's a play on OK Computer, but like
right.
Why?
But like it's you know what though? It's weird that it is a play on OK Computer to be like OK Human because they didn't use really like any like truly digital instruments.
Right.
But
maybe because it's like strings and it's like more organic instrumentation, that's what they're going for. But
then like also like I don't think so my thoughts on it as so like OK Human with that connotation, I'm like whatever. But that with the album artwork, I like the whole package.
Yes.
Like that with like there's like the friggin' alien and then they're in their little head bubbles.
Yeah, I really love the album art. I'm glad I bought the vinyl. I wonder
if like with the album artwork, like there's like a little tongue in cheek thing of like the people who are like poking on there to just keep it's like there's the Weezer machine.
Yeah.
Press a button and put out the Blue Album, or if that's what that's supposed to be.
I wonder what the alien is about too.
I couldn't tell you.
Maybe Weezer fans are.
Like
we were zombies on the last one. Maybe we're aliens on this one.
Look at it real quick.
Yeah. Also, I just want to point out, if you go to like suggested, it's not on this one. It was on the last one. It was like people also search for it, and the first one was Blue Dream lyrics.
I just want to look at the alien. Hi, Riz.
I got you.
Thanks, brother. So putting it back up there.
Pitchfork gave this a 5.8.
Criminal. Absolutely criminal.
Oh boy.
We're figuring it out.
In stock.
I'm getting that one.
Oh, I should just right click and say view image.
You could do that. Oh, you can zoom in. Yeah, because like there is like I thought I was going crazy, but there's just like a bunch of like records on the wall and speakers and stuff like that. Like this is
Trombones.
the Weezer. This is the Weezer machine. Trombones. Brian Bell is just like distilling
cables, turntables, synthesizers. It really does sum up the sound of the record
for sure.
I really enjoy this artist's work.
No, it looks cool. I like Pat here.
Who's that guy?
He's hanging out. He's just smiling, listening to Weezer. Me listening to Van Weezer.
It's him.
It's him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there's a little skull.
Bass guitar. Yeah, I don't know. What does it mean?
Yeah,
let us know in the comments below what you think.
Yeah, what you think it means.
I also like that there's no text on it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's some alien language, but
it says
subscribe to Weezfest.
It says stream Bad Dreams and Sad Dreams by Modern Haunting.
It does say that.
Sorry.
Panic.
Oh, we gotta get over with this. It's late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good album. I'm glad we got to listen to this.
I'm
glad. So next week is Maladroit, right?
Maladroit.
Oh boy.
Man.
What a switch up.
What a sleeper of an album, I tell you.
I like Maladroit. I don't love Maladroit, but I'm willing to love Maladroit.
Hell yeah.
If you haven't seen the Dart video, it was really silly. You can see the order that we're going to do these albums in.
Yeah.
What else? What else? Do you want to talk about
Arnie's here.
Arnie!
Come up here, buddy.
Come here, buddy.
Is he going to come up? He's going to hang out.
I got treats. Okay. He said no. Arnie, come here.
He's alone.
Come here, Arnie. Come here, Arnie. Come here.
He's like, I'm going to go kill rabbits.
Come here.
Buddy.
Come here. Come here.
Get your ass up here, boy.
Arnie. Come here. What's this?
It's Arnie.
Everybody, say hello to Arnie.
It's him.
Colin's got a show coming up on. Can we talk about that one?
What one?
With the Riders.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, or
yeah, that's
wait?
coming up at. Oh Jesus.
Oh no,
Arnie, don't drink beer. It's bad for
job.
you.
Yeah, come here.
Yeah. August. What is that? 18th. We've got a fun little desert groove group called Leslie Jacobs and the Nazareth Riders, which is a fun name. I as soon as that one came to light, and I got my friend Sam doing the different from Spoopy Sam.
Different Sam.
Sam K does beautiful poster work. But he's working on the poster for this one, and we're working with Thomas Killian's other band, Hypheria. Just collaboration between him, his brother James, and Eric Chambers, all great people.
We love them all.
And then Sinner and the Saint, friends of the podcast.
We love Sinner and the Saint. We got to get them on here.
Yeah. They'll be playing too. So it's going to be a heck of an evening in Appleton, Wisconsin. Some more detail. I believe that show's going to be announced in about like a week or two here. So
yeah,
it's going to be good friggin' times.
I'm stoked for that.
Anything cool coming up?
Just 2 tracks coming out, Modern Haunting, and then we got the yeah, that's about it for me. Stay tuned for more cool WeezFest news at some point.
Stay subscribe for more
like
fun
and
Weezer
subscribe
video.
for more cool Weezer video. Thank you all for joining us. It's been a long episode. I can tell already.
Yeah, but it's good.
I had a couple beers.
2 tree beers.
They've had their effect on me.
Yeah.
I love OK Human. I'm really glad that album came out.
It's nice when we actually have like a lot of nice things to say about an
Oh
album.
God, it's so nice.
And just not be like, yeah, we hate it.
We're also gonna try to get some more guest episodes at some point too,
Yeah.
and we've got a lot of fun ideas for things coming up. So thank you all for your continued support. Oh.
Please come to our pod. It is really, really fun.
Did you write lyrics to come to our pod?
Not, I don't know. That was stream of
Arnie
consciousness.
is a cat, and he likes to murder lots of
Rabbit.
little things. He is really cool, but he's also so mean with his claws and teeth. He likes to kill all the little bunny rabbits that live in the neighborhood. He's a nice cat, but also he's super vicious and cool. We got it in one, everybody. I got a piece so bad. So anyways, the new King Gizzard, I told Colin I was going to start the episode with me talking about the new King Gizzard album for 35 minutes. I have been insufferable, and every time I see Colin, I'm just like, bro.
Did you listen yet?
I'm like, did you listen to the new King Gizzard album yet? Hold on, let me pull it up because I don't want to get the name wrong.
Because we were working on a super secret project.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is like, I don't know, like the shout out to Sons of Kong for playing Colin Palooza.
Yeah, let's talk about Colin Palooza for a sec.
Let's just have a little intermission here.
Really beautiful night.
I was so happy. It all kind of came together in like the last moments, but like we were like AAC couldn't practice because Arthur was in Bolivia. So we got 2 and he was also looking after his grandmother when he got back because his dad was still in Bolivia.
Oh my God.
So he could only leave the house for like an hour and a half at a time. So we would practice for an hour. We would run the set basically, and then he would have to leave. So we only got 2 practices before Colin Palooza, and had a super fun night. And then like Sons of Kong got to
Ripped it
play.
apart, dude.
They ripped that place apart, and
First time I've ever moshed at Frets.
yeah, it won't be the last. I sure
No, it
hope.
won't.
I feel bad because Joe, their lead singer and guitar player, wasn't feeling too hot, so they had
Yeah.
to cut their set short a little bit.
But man, like they didn't need to do anymore. Like they got the place going nuts.
Yeah, seriously.
Also, all the people that showed up just for homie's birthday over here, dude.
My heart was so full that I got wheezed by my roommates and another person I know named John. But so two of my roommates showed up, and I knew that they were gonna be there. And what happened was the other roommate and one of my other roommate's friends was just like didn't think that they would ever be able to like make it, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't make it." And then they just showed up, and I got like the "Hey, turn around," and I turned around and was like, "No friggin' way!"
Yeah.
But
man.
got in there, and then I went and said hi to them, and I don't know what happened. I blacked out for a second there.
Yeah.
But the headliner came through.
I missed their set too, man. I had to leave because we had a really early show the next day. But I saw a couple clips, dude. I can't believe
we can finally say
I can't believe you got Carlo Champagne and the Balcony Brothers to play at Fred's.
Balcony
dude?
Brothers
At Fred's.
It's this seriously. It took me so much like work to like get them in there, and I was like, here's the thing. I really can't pay you.
Yeah,
like the budget for the show is nothing. Like, is basically $0. I was like, I can't, and I was like, I have to get the other guys something. I can't get you what you're asking for.
Yeah.
And no, they still were like, you know what? After everything you did for us, getting us back out there,
I feel
for
like
the lyric room,
dude. I feel like they're gonna start doing more shows.
I feel like
which
it
is
would be
insane.
So happy to see that.
Those guys. That set was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, they had the whole crowd chanting some ridiculous stuff. Like, it was so funny.
They played some tracks off of Diamond Dusted Fingertips.
Yeah, which they haven't, like, it's been like 40 years.
It's been like I feel like and there was like a vibe too that they were like they like didn't like they were coming up with a set list. Like, okay, so here's the thing too.
Yeah,
they got stuck in Chicago for a second there because
they almost didn't make it
because Robbie Velour wanted to get some sort of pizza or something.
Yeah, he was like
dish.
trying to get a deep dish to bring home to his nephew. Oh my god, dude!
I can't even believe that.
You know, when you're of that like stature in the music world, though, like you can do whatever you want.
Seriously, so they showed up right as they were supposed to go on and walked on, and they just, from what I heard, they just ripped the crowd apart.
Yeah, man. I wish I could have caught it. Like the
that's
videos
2 times in a row we've missed it.
I know. Like, it's funny because we're such huge fans.
I love that band. Someday we'll see them.
Yeah, man.
Someday
we'll figure it out. But yeah, anyways.
Colin Palooza, absolutely wonderful time. Had a blast. Had a blast.
So the new King Gizzard album is really good though. I don't know if you heard Infest the Rat's Nest, but they sort of took it one more further.
That's what it is. I can't friggin'. You show me one track.
I played Dragon for you, but it's so good, and